Hey family, Dad here. Hope you're having a great day. On this video, I just wanted to talk about, I'm being 50 years old. The last 5 years, I've had 4 jobs. Here's the reasons why. Now, sometimes there's probably a stigma about having multiple jobs, in a certain amount of time, such as me having 4 jobs in the last 5 years. I've had 9 jobs. I've been through 4 layoffs. The last 5 years have been pretty volatile career-wise, and I wanted to break down as to why it's been so volatile. So in 2021, I was in healthcare sales role. I was there for almost 4 years, from 2017 to 2021. I enjoyed it, but when the pandemic hit, everything really slowed down. My kids were getting older, and I felt like I wanted to try something new, something different. Now, mind you, I've been in healthcare sales for pretty much majority of my career. And so during that time, I had a friend who I've known for decades that was with a big tech company. He told me he had his team, had a few sales roles that were open, and he referred me to his boss. And after a few rounds of interviews, I was hired and I accepted a role in tech. It was definitely a learning curve. The hours were long. I started working with worldwide teams, such as teams in Europe and in India. It was different. It was definitely work-life balance was a little different as well. And after almost 2 years, I was paid out a severance and let go. And that was the start of the whole tech layoffs at the end of 2022. Although heartbreaking, I knew it was a business. I've been laid off 2 other times in the past, and I just had to grind it out and find my next role. Now, fortunately, it did not take me that long to find my next role. I was let go in December of 2022 from this tech role. In February 2023, I went back into healthcare sales and found a role. Now, fortunately, at that time, I had multiple offers. A couple of them were from tech companies, but my heart was back in healthcare sales. That's the route that I took. Now with this company, it was a very big company as well, and I really enjoyed it. My direct boss was fantastic, very supportive. We had a new product that we were launching in the fall of 2023. And once we launched it, I made really good money in the rest of 2023 and then the first part of 2024. Then there was a massive shakeup within the leadership team. New leadership came in and they decided that they were going to reduce headcount. All of us literally had to interview for these new roles. They shrunk the team, I think roughly about 30%. And the managers and the sales reps that were impacted, they would have to interview for these new roles. Unfortunately, I did not get one of the roles, and they provided a severance and let me go. Now, my direct boss, who again was very supportive of me and was a great leader, he had to interview for his role. Fortunately for him, he did get the role, but he had no say on who his team was going to be or what it was going to look like. This was definitely really frustrating. I wasn't expecting this because I did feel I made a really good impact to the company and to the organization. Now, during this whole change, I was very fortunate that at least the company gave us 6 weeks notice that this whole change and shift and reduction in force was going to happen. And during that time, I was looking for a new role. And fortunately, I came out with no job gap. So at the end of May of 2024, when this role ended, I started my new role the following week and then the first week of June of 2024. So it was nice, a little relieving to have no job gap, as this was my 4th layoff and the first time I've ever had back-to-back layoffs. So for this next role, I started in June of 2024, again with no job gap. It was a very small company. It was 25 employees top to down, from the CEO all the way to the bottom. I've never been with a company this small, and I was really intrigued. And what excited me throughout the interview process was that there was opportunities to learn other aspects of the business, such as operations, marketing. At least that's what they told me. And I was really, really intrigued by that and gave it a shot. Now, my direct was really great. He was on the East Coast. I did see him maybe twice during my time with this company, but I learned after a few months in this role how siloed the teams and divisions, departments were within this team. I wasn't able to learn other aspects of the business. I felt like there was going to be no room to grow or improve my skill set with this company. And thus, later in the year of 2025, November, December, or 2024, I started looking for a new role. And then luckily, through a former colleague of mine, I was hired with another healthcare sales company. It's the company I'm with today. This company is a much bigger company, and I was fortunate I got hired in April of 2025. I've been here since, and I really enjoy this company. I enjoy the people. I enjoy my leadership. My direct manager the past year has been very supportive Although there's been some changes in the beginning of 2026, and currently I have no direct right now. But I'm confident that my company will bring in a new leader. I don't know how long that's going to take, but for now, I'm in a good spot. I'm very happy. I'm performing well, and we'll see what 2026 brings. I guess the past 5 years, being with all these different jobs, things happen, right? There is no loyalty. Corporations are all about, their bottom line, and they have to make cuts. They have to kind of minimize their overhead, their expenses, and I understand that. But for me as well, I've grown and learned throughout this past 5 years. You really have to be thick-skinned, and you have to understand it is a business. Don't take anything personal. Be prepared and move on. So tell me your thoughts. Have you had multiple jobs in the last 5 years? What does that look like for you? Comment, like, subscribe. I would definitely appreciate it. So that's all I got. I'll see you all at the next video.